My name is Noah, but you guys know me as LikeTotallyDonut, and excuse me for my tone, I'm really spooked. I've come across a very big conspiracy, and I think it could actually be proven as fact if more awareness is spread to it. Still haunts me. I've been learning everything I can about the subject, the evidence that's gathered, and what possibly could be going on. So, let me ask you guys a question. Who do you think would invade us first? Like the U.S., I mean. Who would invade the U.S. first? Aliens? Russia? Paramilitary death squads funded by PETA? No. No, none of them will invade us first. I know exactly who's going to invade us first. It's going to be, and don't laugh, it's going to be mole people. Now, mole people are the exact opposite of man. The sightings have been saying that they are bald, everywhere, no hair. They have red eyes. They're the size of a man. They have a pink skin complexion and either have big claws or are wearing gloves that make them look like they have big claws. Let me explain where mole people fall on the line of evolution. It comes between when we were evolving from a primate to a man, somewhere around then. My theory is that some organisms, like basically when like the fish came out of the water and became a lizard, I think some of the species went underground. People wonder why earthquakes are a thing, and they all have different theories, but nobody's ever actually seen an earthquake occur underground. Do you know why? It's because the mole people have been digging new tunnels, especially under Las Vegas and LA, which is why a bunch of earthquakes happen there. I mean, obviously there are scientific explanations, but I think this one's the most clear-cut example I have of what mole people can do. I mean, you've seen all the earthquake footage. You've obviously seen, Haiti, all that. And it's the mole people, all of it, instead of above ground. Mole people are known to breathe carbon, which is why they live underground, because if they come up here, it's going to be very toxic. It's going to kill them. They can't breathe oxygen, obviously. So, I think that it provides a bunch of answers for unanswered questions we have. Now, mole people also, on the fact of causing earthquakes, also cause erosion. They cause like dirt mounds to move and like houses to fall down on like landscapes, because like there was dirt there. Like, you don't know how that moved. That moved because they were building a failed tunnel and then the dirt collapsed on it, and that explains why houses like get pulled down, because their support beams are based on dirt mounds that get like blown off, or that get like submerged because the tunnel caves in. Another thing about mole people is there's a theory going around that there are mole people and human hybrids. Now, obviously, there are pretty ugly-looking people on the earth, but it really depends on what classifies them as a mole person. So you see, a good example for who I think is a mole person, Mark Zuckerberg. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mark Zuckerberg is a robot. Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard. No. Obviously, Mark Zuckerberg has pale skin, and he has difficulty talking to people, it seems. I think this is because when he was growing up, his parent, who, it's unknown whether his mom or his dad is a mole person, but one of them was, obviously, or is, if they're still alive, that is. So obviously he can breathe oxygen because he's a hybrid between the two, because we are a mixed species and we did grow up separately, but I think there's enough DNA to link us. It's just my theory. It's pretty shabby, I know, but it's my best shot here. So I think Mark Zuckerberg actually can breathe regular air, but I think that's his answer for being so awkward on stage and like in front of the Supreme Court, because like if they find out he's a mole person, they're gonna exterminate him, which would not be great. Which leads me to my next theory about the mole people. Now, there has been a large amount of money in taxes that appear to go missing at the end of every year, and people seem to think that it goes towards Black Ops missions, to fund Black Ops missions like in Iran to kill like national leaders or whatever. But no, I have a much more reasonable explanation for why our tax dollars are missing. There is a federally funded organization similar to the FBI, but more underground to the point where nobody even knows about it, called the Exterminators. The Exterminators are people who take out mole people, or in some cases, kill people who know about mole people. So guys, if I don't like make a new video soon, it's because the Exterminators killed me. Obviously, it's gonna take them like 2 days to get here because I'm pretty far from Washington, but yeah, they'll get here eventually. If the mole people don't get me first, that is. So I don't know how to solve mole people, but I think the whole idea of them is that they are underground and they want to, just like how we want to go underground and expand, just like how we want to go into space and expand, they want to go above ground and expand, but they don't, or maybe they do. Like, I'm not a mole person, I don't know what they have, right? They could have like carbon breathing tubes, like similar to like spacesuits like we have. But there has been a lot of sightings of dead ones showing up all across America, and it's very spooky. Like I can't even explain it, honestly. Well, I mean I can, but it's just hard to, picture. Obviously, when you see something you can't explain, you jump to conclusions, or maybe you try to make something like more reasonable and just slide past the other facts of the matter, like when people think they see a ghost, and then they just blame it on like, oh, it could have just been the wind, but you're in like a cave and like there's no wind in a cave. And why is there a door in the cave? I'll tell you why. Mole people. That wraps it up, guys. Thank you for listening. I know there's a lot to take in. I know it goes against some religious beliefs. I know it's very controversial, but I really hope the UN realizes that there is a federal bureau called the Exterminators. I hope people start investigating Area 51, and please spread awareness to everyone about the mole people. You could either give them this video, or you could just start shouting the simple chant, "The world has lied to you, mole people are underground, listen to me." And I think that should spread a lot of awareness. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay woke, my friends. Goodbye.